Arguably the biggest thing that people are talking about with Avengers Infinity War is who's going to die. Like, someone has to die, but that's another topic to talk about. I do think some characters are going to die in this movie. Obviously, some bad guys, maybe some good guys, and some of those that are in the middle. One of the characters that I think is going to die, and one of the characters that we decided over here at Apocalypse Movies that probably top 5 is going to die, is Nebula. We know that Nebula is one of Thanos', maybe not biological daughters, but one of the women that he took under his belt and claimed as his daughter along with Gamora. There's a few reasons why I think Nebula is going to die. And one of them, unfortunately, is that she is not, in the movies, that big of a character. And she's not one of the most beloved characters in the MCU. I never hear anybody talking about Nebula in positive light, saying that they enjoyed her character in either Guardians film. I have positives and negatives with the character. I think she's interesting and there's things you can do with her, but so far she's not a valuable piece of the MCU. So what they can do is they can kill this character off without any huge consequences. She's not going to be a big part of a franchise. There's not going to be a Nebula solo film that they're missing out on. That's a good enough reason for them to be able to kill this character. Also, it wouldn't be for nothing. This character has a direct tie to Thanos. It would be emotional. Nebula, it would hurt Gamora, and it would be dramatic. So it's not it's not just some random character dying. It's not one of the SHIELD agents dying. Like, nobody cares. It would be dramatic and it would make sense. Another big reason why I think this is possible, and some people might use this as a reason to argue against it, but in the comics, she plays a huge role in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. And not to say that they're going to do exactly what they did in the comics, but during this whole thing in that storyline, she's by Thanos' side, but he's basically tormenting her, and she plays a big role in those comics. Not to spoil anything for anybody, but a lot of people know this. She eventually puts the Infinity Gauntlet on and plays a huge part, and they have to end up fighting her. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think there's going to be an homage to that. I think what's going to happen is somewhere in this movie, the Infinity Gauntlet's going to get knocked off of Thanos, something of that nature, or he's going to be vulnerable and she's going to either try to grab it, just barely put it on, something like that. And in that moment, she's going to die. She's going to die in attempting to take the gauntlet from Thanos. And I'm not saying that she's going to try to do something good with it. I actually think she has bad intentions. This character was somewhat redeemed in Guardians 2. They turned her into a half good guy, half bad guy when she was mostly just bad in the first Guardians. But I do think her agenda is primarily selfish and primarily evil, you could say. Not that she just wants to kill people for no reason, but I do think that she craves power. She wants vengeance. She wants to kill Thanos ultimately. But I do think after that she has her own crave for power, and she wants to wipe out Thanos and then possibly take on her own reign after that. So I do think killing this character would prevent whatever evil future she might have. She isn't a huge part of the MCU. She's not going to be a big loss. I think casual fans aren't going to care that much that she's gone, if she is gone. And also, it would make sense because of her connection to Thanos. It would be a dramatic thing. We have a character like Gamora who cares about her. We saw Nebula and Gamora make up in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So it's somebody who would have a dramatic purpose with her death, but it wouldn't be too much of an impact. So I do think Nebula is high up on this list for me as far as people who die. She ranked in our collective list for people who might die. And I think it's a high possibility because I have a hard time thinking that one of the big major hitters of the MCU is going to die, but who knows? It's all possible. But one of my choices is definitely Nebula. What do you guys think? I don't hear a lot of people talking about Nebula as far as being killed off or at all, really. But I'm curious to hear, what do you guys think? Do you think Nebula's going to bite it in Avengers Infinity War? Do you think she's going to bite it in Avengers 4? Or do you think they actually really have plans for this character in the future? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know who else you think might die. But if you've seen the film, no spoilers. Can't wait to see Infinity War.